evening. My name is Becky McElhannon, and I am one of the band directors at Carmel Middle School. And this is Ben Maynard. He will talk with you here in just a moment. We are so excited to have you at our 6th grade spring concert this evening. We're just amazed first that these kids have come as far as they have. And if you notice, they look very nice tonight. Tonight is not Tacky Cracky Christmas. We look great. It was pretty entertaining. The shirts came in, what was it, 2 days after the concert? Yeah, that was great timing. But we are in it now, and they look incredible and amazing. And this is how they should have looked at our winter concert, but now it's even more special now. We always like to thank our wonderful administration, Mrs. Pittman, Mrs. Cole, Mr. Pedant, and Mr. Monk, for all of their support, as well as our amazing auditorium director, Mr. Alright, who's up in the booth, making them look and sound great, and our custodial staff for making sure our auditorium looks beautiful and well maintained. On your way in, hopefully you saw the QR code to our program. If you didn't have a chance to scan that and you want to scan it later, you certainly can. All of these students' names are in the program, so it's kind of a nice little thing just to kind of check out and look at for years to come. So if you have a chance to do that, I would definitely recommend checking that out. We'd also like to thank our patrons, the people who have donated to our patron program this year. It's always listed in that program, but we could not do all the awesome things that we do if we didn't have ways to be supported. So thank you for all of those who donated. And we hope that next year, when we start this over again, you'll consider doing that as well. During the show, we do ask that everyone kind of stays put, stay seated. We just don't want people walking across the front. As you notice, we have some soloists, and that can be distracting if people are kind of up here videoing. So if you want a video, that's totally fine. Just please do it from your seat. And then I think we've kind of gone through all of our announcements. We're excited to get started with our show. Tonight, you're going to hear the students playing 4 big, large band pieces, as well as a few small little things along the way. We're very proud of how far they've come this year, and it's a really cool and exciting thing to watch. This concert is all about just celebrating what they've done this year. They still have not even played for a full year yet, so it's pretty incredible what they can do. So today, this evening, is just a big celebration. All right, I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Maynard, and then we'll get started.
All right, our first song that the students are going to perform is more of kind of like a warm-up song. We've used it the last couple of months. As soon as they get their instruments out, come in and play, we kind of use that at the beginning of class just to kind of get them warmed up. It is what we call a chorale, and it comes out of their Accent on Achievement method book that we have been working out of all year. And it has allowed the students to work on playing smoothly and work on musical phrasing. All of the students this year learned how to conduct. And we are going to have 2 students conduct the band. They are going to be our guest conductors tonight. Please welcome Nora Siders and Jacoby Stevenson as our guest conductors.
Let's give them one more round of applause. The students all learn how to conduct. That's part of our standards, is making sure the students understand not only how to play, but also the basics of music and all of those things. So they all learn, but Nora and Jacoby, congratulations on coming up and doing that. It's pretty amazing. Our first large song for this evening is, this is our spring concert, so we do a lot of pop music. The kids help pick the program, and they chose this as kind of one of the big movie themes they wanted to play. So we're going to be playing The Avengers, the theme from The Avengers. This piece is actually more of a 7th grade level piece, so it was definitely a challenge for the kids, but they really learned a lot from doing this song. So this is kind of a piece that has a lot of driving rhythms, and it has a lot of loud sounds and just really interesting harmonies and melodies. And I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. They learned a lot from this piece. But I also want to recognize a couple of our students who made switches over. So in about March, we start having a switch over into some new instruments for our band. So clarinets and saxophones can try some of our larger instruments, and they have really special sounds. So I want to show you the 3 students who are going to be doing our bass clarinet parts tonight. So Natalie and Alana and Alex, if you guys can stand and show them, if you can hold it up so you can see it. There it is. Okay, you guys can have a seat. The bass clarinet is like the clarinet, but it's much bigger and lower, and it just adds a really cool mellow tone to our band. And then we have, like I said, some saxophones who switched over to the big Barry saxophone. So Kira and Hayes, if you guys want to stand up. There you go. They've been working on like weightlifting to try to hold that big Barry saxophone. We are very blessed in Carmel Middle Schools that our school district supports these specialty instruments. This is one of the first schools I've been at where we actually have Barry saxes and bass clarinets readily available to our students, so it's very cool that they get to do that. All right, I think that's it. Percussion, did I give you guys enough time? Okay, all right. Here is Avengers.
Weren't they very snappy about that? They looked very nice.
Haven't they come such a long way since December? Lots of improvement. Lots of improvement. All right, so our next song that we will be playing is going to be just the percussion section. We have 13 percussion students in our 6th grade band, and our school is incredibly fortunate to have such a talented and dedicated percussion instructor. Dr. Ashley Summerlin travels between all 3 of the middle schools in Carmel and the high school every single day. She also spends many of her evenings teaching many of our percussion students through the private lesson program at Carmel Middle School. Having somebody to work individually with our percussion students makes a world of difference and helps make our band sound amazing. We could not play the music at the level that we do without having her helping coaching our percussion students. Like I said, the next song will be performed solely by our 13 percussion students and will be led by Dr. Summerlin. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Ashley Summerlin to the stage.
Hello, thank you so much. So I want to just talk to you just a little bit about what you're about to hear. So percussion is kind of the wild west of the music world. Anything and everything can be percussion. It can be the bass drum that we see back there. It can be a mixing bowl that we hit with a spatula. It can be anything that a composer thinks of. So I like to supplement what our percussion students do with Mac and Mr. Maynard with percussion ensemble. And what this does is this allows our students to experience some different things, so they aren't taken aback when maybe they get a new piece of music in 7th grade and they see some crazy instrument that they've never seen before. So what you're going to see is 13 completely different parts. No parts are double. We've got everyone playing their own thing. So every one of these students has a lot of responsibility, and they've really stepped up to the plate. And I'm very excited and very proud to show them off. So this is Begin Transmission.
Carmel, and she is incredible. She knows how to teach middle school kids, and she makes it exciting and fun, and we're just so excited to have her here with our students. All right, we are moving on to our next kind of bigger band piece. So the next one is, it's called Eagle Summit March, and we like to teach our students about marches because that's kind of the band tradition, is doing a concert march when it comes from the military. So we kind of have kind of grown up on marches in the band world, and it's important for the kids to understand how to play them. It's very different than a traditional type of music. We actually have a style that we use, and it's called march style, where they have a little push of air at the beginning of the notes, and it bounces. It kind of makes you want to tap your toe. So marches are really, really important to what we do, and it's something they'll play all the way through middle school, high school, and then if they go on and play in community bands, there's always going to be marches. So it's something to learn, and they can use for a long, long time. In addition to the march style, marches tend to have lots of dynamic changes and things that make it a little bit more unique. And we were challenging the students to come up with some ideas of how we could kind of change the song and not just play it straight, to add something to it. And a lot of the kids gave these awesome ideas and ways that we could change it with volume or with different notes or just all kinds of things. And actually one of our baritone students, Ari Eckhouse, who's in the back, he gave us kind of the one that we thought was the coolest, which was the first time through a part at the beginning, you're going to hear it played kind of loud, and then you're going to hear the band play it really soft. And then toward the end of that same phrase, they're going to start crescendoing it or bringing it up louder. So it was a really, really cool thing. Ari, thank you for giving us that idea. I think the band's going to play this really well. We appreciate you coming up with that. It's very, very creative. All right, band, are we ready to do our march style? Show off what we can do. And of course, it features the percussion because it's a march.
So we are going to just take a moment just to do some recognitions and celebrate some of the amazing things that our students in our 6th grade band program have done this year. So part of the progress that you're hearing from December until now can be, like, the growth can be attributed to a little project that we have been working on as a 6th grade band since February. We call it our Scale Project. If you go into our band room towards the front of the classroom, you will see several sticker charts, and each sticker is a scale that these students have either passed off in class, like they had to play it in front of the whole class and pass it with all the right notes and all the right rhythms and all the right sounds, or they could submit online. And so our little project that we created out of it was the first 6 scales. And we always teach in 6th grade that each song usually uses a different scale and a different set of notes. And learning all of our scales can open the world up to different possibilities of playing new music and new songs. So, the little project was passing off the first 6. There are 12 major scales in total. So, 6th grade band students, if you are percussion, you can just wave. If you're anybody else, you can stand. But if you passed off at this point your first 6 scales, would you please stand? And percussion, like I said, you guys can wave. Look at that. So that's only the first 6. If you remember, I said there were 12. So there are some students, and this was totally optional, not graded, totally volunteered. There are some students that went above and beyond to pass off all 12. If you passed off all 12, keep standing. If you did not, please go ahead and sit. All right, let's give these students.
Back in February, we had a number of students who went to the district solo and ensemble contest. It was at Noblesville High School. We had lots of students who did solos, ensembles, some of them did both. But we would like to recognize all of those students. This year, all of our students earned a gold rating. It's not about the ratings as it is just the experience of going and doing that and learning something special and really putting extra time into it. So students, if you attended and performed a solo and ensemble, please stand to be recognized. The more the students do, the more time they put in, the better they're going to play, and the more they're going to love it, just like we do. All right, Mr. Raymond's going to take up.
All right, our next song, I'm pretty sure everybody in here will recognize. It's kind of the first pop song that we started working on this year, and it is the theme from Star Wars.
Isn't that incredible? Look at how awesome they sound. It's very cool. You're lucky people because we get to see all the little progress along the way. It's really fun. One last award that our band program received that we do want to talk a little bit about is the one that's kind of posted up here. So not many schools in the state of Indiana are able to get this award, but we just we have pretty high expectations for our kids, and we offer some things that not a lot of schools do, and so we're able to get this award. To earn this All Music Award from the Indiana State School Music Association, we have to have a number of different criteria met. So the first one is that we have to have students who go to solo and ensemble and get a gold rating, which many of these kids, all these kids who went did. But then we also have to have students that go to the state contest, and that is typically for our 7th and 8th graders that can qualify for that competition. And we had students who received a gold rating at that contest as well. In addition, we have to take our 7th and 8th graders to a large band contest and perform and get a gold rating, which we did. And we have to take our jazz band to a contest and have to get a gold rating. And we do have a jazz band here at Carmel Middle School that these students will be eligible to audition for next year as 7th graders. So we encourage them to do that. But that is how our band program earned this award. We were able to go to the school board meeting last week and represent our students. And it was really cool to just be able to kind of share that news with them. So let's give them a round of applause. They were perfect.
All right, we have 2 more songs for you, and the next one is going to be pretty short, and it's another feature kind of piece like percussion. It is going to feature our low brass section, and I'm going to kind of explain what that means. The low brass section of the band consists of students that play trombone, baritone, and tuba. They are all in kind of one pocket. If you're a low brass member, raise your hand. Yeah, all in that area of the band. Yeah. Today, today these students will perform a song of their own, and oftentimes in beginner band music, the melody of each song is oftentimes written for flute, oboe, clarinet, trumpet, saxophone, sometimes percussion, kind of the higher sounding instruments. And so we decided to create a challenge for the low brass section, and they have been working on the theme from The Simpsons. So it's not in the program, but we wanted to let them perform it for you. So here's the theme from The Simpsons. Fun going through in class and just kind of going through it every day. All right, the last song actually has an audience participation piece to it. You guys may have heard it during the warm-up. It's a clapping audience participation part. So it goes like this. I'm going to show you. So when I point to you, you're going to do that. Let's try it. Ready, go. That was awesome. That'll make the song so much better. Since this is going to be our last song of the evening, we have just some closing remarks. After the concert, the students will be dismissed by each section to go back to the band room and pack up their instruments, and you can meet them in the cafeteria after the concert. Before we start, I just wanted to point out just again how much progress these kids have made. Let's give them another hand. Thank you as parents and family for the support of your students. As this year they have learned a new skill, playing an instrument can be challenging, and we are so excited, like we've been kind of talking about, how far they have come in such a short time. Like we said, they haven't even been been playing a year yet, which is pretty amazing. The best way for all of our students to continue the progress is to play as much as possible. Over the summer, just encourage them to give little concerts at home or at family gatherings. Anytime they can perform in front of others, boost their confidence. We do have another concert with our 7th grade students after this that starts at 7:30, and our parking lot is very small, as some of you noticed yesterday after our rehearsal. Sorry about that. So please feel free to celebrate with your students, and then we ask everybody head out as soon as possible once you're done celebrating so we can bring in the next class. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of the school year and the summer, and we look forward to next school year. All right, our next song is Hand Clap, like I mentioned before, and we do have you probably saw Mrs. Mack put up all of the stands and mics. We do have a small group of soloists, and that includes Phoebe Bishop and Srisha Bodu on flute, Mason Phillips on oboe, and Katie and Kendall on clarinet, and they will wave to you at the end of the song so that you can see who they are. And then we also wanted to mention that this is the first song that we have performed with drum set, and you guys will hear how much better and how much the sound changes when we have drum set, and that's Alex back there. Alex, can you wave? He is on drum set. All right, here is Hand Clap.
Thank you all so much for your support. We will get these kids kind of to put away their instruments.